Hey everyone, Sean here. So I was hanging out at Half Price Books today, as so many of my stories on YouTube seem to start, and waiting for comic books to come out. My comic book shop opens kind of later than other shops, even on Wednesday, because they run a few different shops, and so they sort of open at different times of the day as they deliver the books to the different shops. And I was going through the graphic novel section, just seeing what they had, and I ran across this book, The Unofficial Batman Trivia Challenge. This is by Alan Kistler. It has 800 plus questions about the Caped Crusader. And I saw it and I instantly thought, I have to have this and see, as the cover says, if I am a real fan and actually prove it, as opposed to just claiming that I'm a real Batman fan. The second thought that I had was, since I've come back to YouTube, I haven't really done as much Batman chat as I should be doing, or have done in the past, and I thought, what better outlet to do that? So what I was thinking, I've done the first like 20, 25 questions in here. Obviously, I'm not going to do all 800 questions here, but I did the first 25. Some of them are pretty hard. I actually didn't answer all of them because I didn't know the answer to every single one of them. So maybe I'm not such an awesome Batman fan. We'll see. But I thought I would go over them with you. I haven't looked at the answers yet. I got those separated right here. But I thought I'd quiz you guys and see maybe if you wanted to see how big of a fan you were too. And if this is fun for people, then maybe I'll do some more questions later on down the road. Just before I get started here, Alan Kistler, who is the creator and co-host of Crazy Sexy Geeks, which I have no idea what that is, by the way, does a pretty good job of kind of setting up in his introduction how this trivia book kind of works. He points out that, like, you know, obviously it's hard to do trivia when things change with reboots and retcons and yada, yada, yada. And basically, the rules of the book in the trivia is basically it's all general questions, should be relevant no matter what, unless he specifies otherwise. So it's like if something's post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, he'll say, post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, blah, 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 blah. So hopefully it'll be pretty intuitive and be a good little thing. So let's see how it goes. Question number 1. Although Batman made his debut in Detective Comics 27 in 1939, he was not considered important enough to appear on the cover. True or false? I said false because he is on the cover. And the answer is true. Although Batman made his debut in Detective Comics 27, he was not considered important enough. And they say that's true. Well, I mean, he appeared on the cover, so let's try the next one. Maybe this is a horrible book. Let's see. That's the first question, and it's not right. Maybe someone can explain that. Maybe there's a reason why they say that's true. Is there a story behind that? I don't know. Anyway, question number 2. In his early comic book adventures, Bruce Wayne had a girlfriend who later became his fiancée. What was her name? Julie Madison. Julie Madison actually appeared in the movies, too. She was played by Al McPherson, I think, in Batman and Robin. And the answer, Julie Madison. So we're 1 for 2, technically. So I got 1 wrong so far. I got the question of did he appear on the cover or not wrong, because they had it wrong. So, okay, one question right out of 2. Question number 3. Batman keeps a journal of cases involving forces he can't explain, as well as adventures that call into question his perception of reality. What does he call this journal? The Black Case Book. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. And yes, the Black Case Book. Batman keeps, in the mini-series The OMAC Project, Batman created a satellite program to observe Earth's superhumans, both heroes and villains, and help find ways to defeat the villains. What was the original name of the satellite? Brother Eye. Obviously, I guess it was like maybe it was Brother 1. It was like Brother Roman numeral 1, but Brother Eye. Obviously a reference to Jack Kirby's OMAC and Jack Kirby's Brother Eye. And the answer key says Brother Mark 1. So yeah, we're going to call that one correct. So we are at 3 out of 4 right. Next, in the 1970s, Bruce Wayne dated an actress who figured out his secret identity. He cared so much about her that after she left because of his double life, he actually considered giving up his role as Batman. What was her name? Silver St. Cloud. That's a Steve Englehart creation, I believe. And that's correct. So 4 out of 5. Question number 6. As shown in Batman Secret Files and Origins number 1, Bruce Wayne's first night as a crime fighter had him wearing a plain black bodysuit and a simple ski mask as a disguise. I put true. I have actually not read Batman Secret Files and Origins number 1, but I know that that's basically true. And true. Yay, I'm awesome. All right, next question is a multiple choice. I don't know if I'll go over the multiple choice. I mean, I'll go over them, but I'm not going to give all the different options. You didn't really need the multiple choice to figure them out, so I'll just say what they were. During the story Final Crisis, the evil new god called Darkseid arranged for Batman to be captured and imprisoned. What did the villain hope to achieve? He wanted to basically clone him and make an army of Batman or whatever. And that was correct. Go me. So we are at 6 out of 7. Not bad. There's a couple coming up here, though, that I couldn't answer, so we'll see how it goes. According to the golden age of Batman stories, Bruce Wayne was majoring in what subject in college? He was learning to fight crime, literally, which is pretty silly. Golden age Batman, what can I say? Criminology. And that's correct. Thanks to scientist Professor Nichols, Batman and Robin once traveled back in time and met what Renaissance artist? I guessed on this one, I guessed Da Vinci, because I remember the cover to that issue. I don't own it, but I remember seeing it. I don't remember even what issue it was. I think it might have been a Detectives comics, but I'm not sure. But yes, Leonardo da Vinci. Does it count if I didn't really know that I got it right anyway? The Joker was featured in Batman's first comic book adventure. True or false? That's a trick question. The Joker was not featured in Batman's first comic adventure, which was Detective Comics 27, in which Batman was on the cover. But he did appear in Batman number 1. So that is kind of a deceiving question, but there you go. According to Batman Volume 1, number 673, how long did Bruce Wayne train with Ninja Shadow Masters in the Far East? 2 years. I gotta be honest, I actually broke out 673 to figure that out, because that struck me as kind of a crap question, because, like, you know, that's one of those continuity questions, I guess, that he was trying to avoid, but, like, I'm sure that there's more than one answer to that if you go through the Batman universe and all the different versions of training and all that kind of stuff, but I did look it up. Just to be fair, I used, like, real sources, but I'm sure it's going to be 2 years. Oh, it's B. 2 years. Yep. Sorry. Like I said, the multiple choice ones, I'm not really telling you that they're multiple choice. That one actually had like 5 or 6 different possibilities. All right. Next one I couldn't answer. So bonus points to you if you get this one right. When he was just a teenager, Bruce Wayne had his first hands-on training on how to track down criminals by spending time with an American private detective. In Detective Comics Annual number 2, the detective and a teenage Bruce Wayne ran across the Ku Klux Klan. Who was the detective? I don't know. But it was Harvey Harris. I've never read Detective Comics Annual number 2, and now I don't have to. Question number 13. As revealed in the story JLA Tower of Babel, Batman created his own version of the ore known as Red Kryptonite. What did this glowing red rock do to Superman? It, like, overcharged him and made him, like, hurt or caused him pain. That's another multiple choice, number C, or letter C. And it was letter C. Go me. Go figure, I've read JLA. As a child, Bruce had a friend around his age who was a frequent companion and with whom he often played chess. Who is this other boy? This is another question that I knew what they were getting at, and I knew what the answer was, but it struck me like, of all the Batman comic books out there, there could probably be another kid he used to play chess with in some flashback somewhere. But the answer they're looking for is Tommy Elliott from Batman Hush. And that is, of course, correct. So far, we are 14 questions in. We've got 12 out of 14 right. One of which I still contend is correct. Oh, sirens outside. In a 1956 story that has been since been removed from continuity. So there he's specifying. Batman discovers that the mugger who killed his parents had been working for a crime lord. Who was the crime lord? This is one that I don't know if I would have gotten without the multiple choice. It was Lou Moxon. And I recognized the name when I saw it, but I didn't remember it off the top of my head. And that is correct. Next one is another one I don't know the answer to. In the 1940s, Bruce Wayne's love interest, Julie Madison, assumed a stage name for her acting career. Who was it? My question is, who cares? But apparently it was Portia Storm. That's fancy. Sacha Bordeaux and Bruce Wayne... Oh, number 17. Sacha Bordeaux and Bruce Wayne had feelings for each other, and for a brief time, Sacha operated as a masked apprentice to Batman. This would have been in, like, 1999-2000 time frame. How did Sacha and Bruce first meet? She was Bruce Wayne's bodyguard, and that they were like out training together, and then Vesper Fairchild was killed, and that was like the whole Bruce Wayne murderer thing. And she knew that she was his alibi, but she could only reveal it if it was him, if she also revealed that he was Batman, because that's what they were out doing. I feel like they could have just made something else up. But whatever. They were out, like, it's like they were out fighting crime. Why couldn't they have just like been out in a secret meeting together, you know, secret meeting in an apartment? Whatever. Anyway, okay. In several stories, number 18, in several stories, a trophy in the Batcave displays a costume similar to the Dark Knight's. Its label says it belonged to the first Batman who wore this costume. And the next two actually go together, so I'm going to read them both. The person from question 18 was not a superhero himself, nor did he attempt to become a vigilante. Why was he wearing the costume? So the person wearing the costume was Thomas Wayne, and he was at a costume party where he dressed up basically like Batman. But, of course, there was no Batman. It was just just like a bat costume. And Batman keeps that in his case. So there you go. There's some information. 18 and 19, and we'll just make sure that that's correct. Thomas Wayne, and he was attending a costume party, and the theme was flying animals. So there you go. Number 20. So only 5 questions left, and then we'll break off for today. According to most comics, what re-released movie did Bruce and his parents see the night that they were murdered? So this is one... Again, he says most, so I guess that's true, but there have been a lot of different ones. And the answer they're looking for is Mark of Zorro, which is... and again, this is like a multiple choice one, so like I can think of a half a dozen movies that he's been to when his parents were murdered. So like the fact that it's multiple choice kind of makes that question okay, but otherwise it's kind of a little bit of a skeezy question, and that is yep, that's correct. All right, question number 21. I don't know the answer to this one. Pre-crisis. Actually, there's 2 questions that go along with this, but they're not grouped together, so I'll read them both because I didn't know the answer to either of them. Pre-crisis, a housekeeper helped young Bruce Wayne of Earth 1 after his parents were gone. What was her name? And then also question 25, concerning the housekeeper mentioned in question 21, who was her son? So obviously, if I don't know who the housekeeper in question 21 is, there's no way I'm going to know the answer to number 25. So we'll answer both of those together. It was Mrs. Chilton. Of course, Mrs. Chilton. I have no idea who that is. And question number 25. So, who was Mrs. Chilton's son? It was it was Joe Chill. So, apparently the nanny that took care of Bruce Wayne was also Joe Chill's mom. At some point in continuity. That's pretty dumb. Sorry, that's terrible. Oh, the irony of it. Yeah, okay, anyway, let's move on. So what color was Batman's first car? This is one of those, like, ha-ha kind of questions because, first of all, you know, he didn't always have the Batmobile. He used to just drive a sedan. Like, the only way you could describe it. It was a sedan, and it was bright red. And the answer is, where is it? Oh, yep, the answer is red. So there you go. In the early 40s, you can find him. Back when he still wore the purple gloves that he's actually wearing right now in Year Zero, he's when he used the red sedan, which is funny. He should actually, in Year Zero, they should have him driving a red sports car or something instead of the Batmobile. Or I guess he's not using a Batmobile right now, but just make him use a car. The thing that I always loved about about the Columbia serials, which was also before you had like an official Batmobile, is part of the lore was Batman used Bruce Wayne's car. So it was like there are points where like Batman's driving along in Bruce Wayne's car, and Vicky Vale will like flag him down and be like, "Hey, does Bruce Wayne know you're driving his car?" Really silly stuff. Okay, so we've got 2 questions left. Before he had a Batplane, what flying vehicle did the Dark Knight use? Introduced in Detective Comics 31. This is another one. I didn't really know this for sure, but I'm guessing it's the gyrocopter. Or the Bat Gyro is the answer. I'm going to give myself credit for gyrocopter. All right, and last but not least, question number 24. Remember, we already answered 25. When Bruce used the Batplane against Professor Strange in the Monster Men, what major weapon did it sport? One that DC later decided made Batman seem too vicious. This one, okay, so this one is a multiple choice question. I'm actually going to read the multiple choices because this is kind of funny. A, a machine gun. That's the answer, by the way. B, a missile launcher. C, a flamethrower. Or D, a gun that shoots angry bats armed with their own tiny guns. Anyway, so the answer is A, machine gun, and a machine gun. So there you go. That is the first 25 questions of the Unofficial Batman Trivia Challenge, and I scored overall, if we count number 1 as wrong, and I'm still not convinced of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I basically scored a 20 out of 25. So that's a B. Makes me feel kind of wimpy. Hopefully I do better on the next round. Let me know in the comments below how you did, and if you enjoyed this, maybe I'll do some more. This was kind of fun. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.